matinale Tocsin, 7h30, 9h30, à la volée.
And today we welcome Armando Mema. Welcome, Armando Mema, and good morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
You are a candidate for the European MPs election in Finland on the list of the party Vopoden. It's significate Freedom Alliance. It's correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
I was a candidate for European parliamentary elections in 2024.
Okay. You were a candidate. You are not candidate for the next time.
Yes, I'm still active in politics. Depending how the court case is going to be, and
yes,
if it's still allowed freedom of speech.
Yes, of course. So we're gonna talk about this court case because it's your history, and we're gonna talk about that today together. So it happened 1 year ago. Ursula von der Leyen was invited by the Finnish Prime Minister. I think to speak about freedom of speech and other subjects, and you tried to ask her some question before you explain us, and I invite you to see with us, to watch with us the video.
Thank you very much for receiving me, and first of all, to those who scream and yell here so loud. They can be happy that they are in a free country like Finland, where the free speech is a right, where they have not any restrictions. If they would be in Moscow, they would be in jail in 2 minutes.
This is what they do to European candidates in Finland! This is what they do
about that.
So it's very interesting because she is explaining that you should be happy because where you live, you have freedom of speech. Where you live, you have you can ask questions. And if you were in Russia, of course you would be already in jail. But we can see at the end of the video that you have police that are arresting you. So can you explain what happened?
Yes, so the European President Ursula von der Leyen came to Finland last year, 5 days before the voting day, and she came to Helsinki to do some propaganda helping the party in power, which she's not supposed to do that because she's representing the all European citizen, and she should not use her public position to advantage one party over another in the middle of the elections. And it happened to be that I didn't know actually that she was coming to Finland in that specific day. And I was walking there as usual, and I was about to go and take my daughter from the daycare when it happened to see that Ursula was there. And I said, wow, like I'm also running for these European elections and I'm a candidate myself. I should get the occasion to ask her some question and of course also protest a little bit peacefully her policies. And so it happened that I joined the crowd there. I was about 15 meters far from her. So there were also another protest taking place that day. There were students from the university, and they were protesting for Gaza. And so technically, I was not part of the protest. I made few questions in let's say loud voice. She could hear me, and not even 2 minutes, and the police came without explaining me. They took me by force to the police car. It was very weird moment because in that very moment she was telling on the microphone how we should be thankful for having freedom of speech and um, even after that, when I was in the police car, there is another video where she's saying that we are in a democratic country, and you are allowed to have a different opinion and to protest here. So it was very, very controversial,
Of
because
course.
for two reasons. First reason, because she will not allow people to protest or ask questions. Second reason, which is, in my opinion, the most dramatic, and is the fact that I told the police that I was a candidate. So all the other parties were there in that square. They could make questions, they could be there, and despite that, the police took me and put. I was the only person to be put inside the police car, and it happened to be that
Why
I
do you
was.
think? Why do you think you in particular?
I think it was me in particular, because she knew me. 5 years before, I used to be a volunteer for a NGO which is called New Humanity, and I will send her as a volunteer letters for promoting peace, and also during the Ukrainian wars, I would write to her personal letters, asking her to be more focused on peace building. So she knows me. I think
You really
it
think
was.
that she knows you? She recognized you?
Yes, definitely. I think it was in my opinion, it was political, because also in the court case, the charges have been changed from the previous fine which the police gave me. So it looks like they are using the authorities to stop any dissident, anyone who is against her policies or the European Union policies. And let me add this, that in the court decision, the judge said that I'm not allowed to protest in Finland without first informing the police. So from now on, I have to inform the police for taking part in any protest. So if this is not political, I don't know what else could be.
So you have been sentenced for this moment we have seen together last August, and you say you have the to pay 110 euros. Yes.
Yes, correct.
It's not
Correct.
not such much.
Yeah, it's not much in terms of euro, but it's symbolical, because the fact that at the end of the court, the judge made also a very strong statement, a kind of lecturing, saying that I don't want you to think that in Finland we don't have freedom of speech, and that you're not allowed to have a different opinion.
But you have to pay a fine. Yes.
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
But they are telling you, explaining you that you don't have to think that in Finland. You can't say what you think. But at the end, it's what happened.
Yes.
You have been sentenced. You have to pay a fine, and you can't anymore participate in manifestation.
Any protest without first. It looks like I have to ask permission to police for protesting in the future. So this is very absurd.
Yes. It's very interesting what happened to you. Of course, it's not funny, but now that we can analyze this together, it's a form of it's even I think from Ursula von der Leyen. It's very sarcastic when she was saying. You know that you can say what you think. Here is a country of freedom of speech, and at the same moment you are arrested. So, and she knows that. She have seen that. So it's very. I think it's really it's a form of totalitarianism. She knows that she's not saying the truth.
Yeah, definitely. And if I can add one thing, there were many journalists who took pictures and videos, and the news didn't report the incident. So they wrote actually on the articles that the protest was so peaceful and nothing happened. My party made different requests to the local media to report the incident, but it's over a year now, and the media are still silent about this case. So this add to the idea that it was political and it continued to be political, because they are afraid what the public opinion will think, that a small opposition candidate was arrested in the middle of the EU elections. So this will create not only locally a big scandal, but all over Europe, in my opinion.
So you think that journalists in Finland are not allowed to say and to see what they saw at this time, or can you?
Yes.
How can you explain this?
Yes, so it's also myself coming from Italy. I had a very different opinion about the state of things in Finland. But you know, when this happened, and with the media that continued to be silent about this incident, which in my opinion is very serious. This makes you think that the media and the journalists cannot do their job freely. Otherwise, they will compromise the party in power, which is Kokoomus right now, and it will be a big scandal for the media and for the public opinion that you're not allowed to criticize the EU president, and you're not allowed to protest peacefully. So I think they should have at least wrote a small sentence about, hey, during the protest there was one man and who was taken by police, and I haven't committed any crimes. They're taking me to court as if I've a sort of criminal who the police added on her accusation that I was being aggressive, and that was the main reason for being taken by police. And second, I was disrupting the speech of von der Leyen. New videos have surfaced from the internet. There are other people in the same area doing exactly the same thing, 20 centimeters far from the police. But there were some girls. So I think the police decided to take me because I was a man, and it would have been even worse probably to take some girls students from there. And
of course. Okay, it's kind of it reminds Orwell's novel when I don't know, the doxa, the only truth. The mainstream story is saying, yes, we are happy, you should be happy, there is only one piece, and everything like that. But of course, we know that it's not true, and it's very interesting to see that it's coming now in our reality, and for you in particular. So let's take a step back and understand what happened to you in more large horizon. So do you think that now in Europe we don't have more freedom of speech? You think it's already finished?
I mean, if they can arrest you and silence you, while at the same time they're telling you a different story. And this is the biggest hypocrisy ever. Like that, I am telling you I'm a democratic person, or we are a democratic European Union, and at the same time we do the opposite to you. I think it's disappearing, the freedom of speech. Look at what's happening in Germany. Look at what's happening in the UK.
Wait.
You can see that I saw in UK also pensioners were being taken by police for protesting peacefully. People who have gone in pension, and they cannot cause any harm to the police or to the society, and they're being dragged by police. So this makes you think that unless people start to wake up and to see that we have to peacefully protest, we have to peacefully ask for our freedoms, we are heading through techno totalitarianism. So where the technology will be used by the people in power to oppress more and more our freedoms and our right to speak and to live in a democracy. So
we're gonna talk about this techno totalitarianism because new means are arriving. So we're gonna speak about that. But first of all, you spoke about UK, but there is also the Romanian example with the reject of a candidate of the presidential election, Călin Georgescu. How do you see that?
Yeah, that is another unprecedented incident, that someone who has been voted by the people, which European Union didn't like as a candidate, they removed him as a piece of chess in the chessboard. They said, we don't like this candidate, we're gonna remove him from power, and we don't care what the people in Romania think, which is a total tragedy for democracy, because we may not like some candidates, but we have to respect what people are voting. And the accusations there were not even they didn't have even strong foundation. They said that we think that there might have been some influence from Russia, and see, we may not like or even France. Like we can see also what happened to Marie Le Pen, that she's not liked by the mainstream elite, and they are looking for new ways to stop the candidates or the people who have a different voice and a different opinion of things. So if this is not totalitarianism, this is a declaration that we are no longer democratic, but we pretend and we keep telling you the story that we are democratic. They should have accepted what the Romanian people had decided. They didn't like the president, fine. They should have get along with him, and what they are most afraid is that Europe is gradually disappearing. And I made a very a good example. I said the other day that Europe is like a bridge that was once used to connect nations for building peace, but this bridge is now collapsing. And we are going there to use tapes to repair it, but you cannot repair it with tape. The bridge is collapsing, and there's nothing you can do about it. So they can remove the presidential candidate, they can oppress the people, but it's gonna happen anyway. People will not accept dictatorship.
You think so? You think so?
I think so.
You think there will be protests everywhere?
I think that one thing that fascinates me about human nature is that no matter how you try to put in prison or in cage, the human spirit is always free. And I think we will at certain point in history we will have another revolution. I hope to be peaceful revolution, but this is too much. What they are doing to us is beyond any expectation.
Can you remind me your party?
Yes, in Finnish,
is for the exit of Finland of European Union or not?
So we are Eurosceptic. So we criticize a lot the EU, but definitely in the long run, either Europe has to change, or either Finland has to go out from Europe. So these two choices. Unless we have a democratic Europe, there's no point for Finland to remain in a totalitarianism state organization that is doing absurd things. So we are pro local currency. So we want to take back the Suomen marka, so the previous currency, which will give independence, freedom economically, because right now we depend from the European Central Bank. And we are also against militarism, which means that we criticize NATO policies, and we criticize the expansion of NATO in Europe. So these are the three main pillars of our party.
So you are against NATO's militarism, but you are not against military in your own country.
Yes. So me personally, I'm against militarism. So I think the expansion of NATO was the main reason for the war in Ukraine. So we would like Finland to not have more military or nuclear weapons, or NATO to come here and to build more military bases. So we can be part of the alliance, but we don't want more military. So we don't want to provoke the neighbor, and we think that is unnecessary, this kind of policies.
So you don't have Russian threat, that you don't think that Russia is responsible of the last war in Ukraine?
This was one of, in my opinion, one of the biggest lies that EU leaders had to tell to people in order to get 800 billion euro to justify that, hey, there is this threat coming to Europe. If there was really a threat to Europe from Russia, they would have invested much more in weapons, and they would have taken it much more seriously. But they didn't take it seriously, and this is a lie. I have to say my opinion. Russia is not a threat, and we can see the fact that Vladimir Putin is still willing to negotiate with Europe and America, despite the fact that there have been aggressive policies toward Russia.
It's particularly interesting because you are in a country that is next to neighbor to Russia. So, do you think that the Finnish people think like you about Russia?
The thing is that the media has been spreading a narrative that Russia is like, if everyone repeats the same lie that Russia is going to be a threat to Finland, at certain point you're going to believe it, that it will become eventually a threat. So I don't think Russia is interested in having more land in Finland. They just want their security to be protected. So they, if France were to happen, that, let's say, for some absurd reason, Germany now is out of Europe and out of NATO and completely change politics. If they will build military bases near France, France will start to feel threatened. So this is the main point, that if you build military bases next to you have to try to think also from the other side, what their people are thinking. So will we feel threatened if from now on Russia will start to build more and more military bases? Previously, it has not built in the border with Finland, but now is mirroring what NATO is doing in Finland. So for every military base that NATO gonna build in Finland, Russia will mirror with new military bases. So is this really necessary? We have to ask ourselves, is it necessary that we're having two countries close to each other and the military is increasing, and the incident can happen at any time in the Baltic Sea, or airplanes flying nearby. So you have to be mindful that militarism and expanding militarism cannot certainly be the solution to this question, in my opinion.
We will talk now about what you say before when you explain that now we are in a techno-totalitarianism. So we know, and that's have already begun with the Digital Service Act, for example. So our networks, social networks, are already controlled, spied, but we also know that it's going to be more and more spied, more and more controlled. For example, with a new means that is chat control. Have you already heard about that?
Yes, I have heard, and it means practically, as I've understood, that the governments or the agencies working for the government can directly spy in the phones or the chats of people without asking any permission or without having any strong evidence or decision by the court. So before the court will have to make a decision for privacy reason, and after the court accept the fact that there might be some risk for the public, then they give you the permission, and then the police can investigate your phone. But now we have this new law which they can directly spy on journalists, on normal people, on everyone, and
Advocate, yes.
Advocate, and this is a major violation of privacy, and also it's state control. So if it happened that you are criticizing or you are a candidate in the opposition, they're gonna find new ways to oppress more and more people. So this it's a very big threat especially for journalists. So journalists from now on, they have to think twice before taking any article or any case to be written. So once you don't have free journalism, basically you cannot understand the reality around you. So this is complete. We are heading through complete state control by the European Union. The question
so it's very fearing. What can we do now? And then do you have a solution, for example?
Yes, the solution, in my opinion, is to continue to talk and with friends, with family, with people, to speak your mind and to not be afraid to challenge the narrative. So we have to challenge the narrative, and we have to question: is it right to have this kind of totalitarianism in Europe? The people have to make a personal choice about this. They're gonna ignore it and then accept to be like in other totalitarianism country where my family, my parents used to live in a communist country in Albania before when Albania was in the
USSR.
Yes, so we had a dictator, Enver Hoxha, and they will use at that time spies, people who were spying around to control the society. But now the technology has changed, so they're gonna spy directly on our phones, on our devices, and it's not much different from what Enver Hoxha was doing in Albania during the communism. So
But
they
it's
just
easier.
simply,
It's easier.
this is easier and faster. So the technology can either be in our advantage, or they can either be in our disadvantage. And unfortunately, those in powers now, they are using against us, against the people.
Yes. So thank you very much for having explaining all of that, because it's, I think, really very, very important. Thank you very much, and good luck, Armando Mema. And
Thank you.
we'll
Thank you very much.
again speak together, I hope, next time.
Merci beaucoup.
De rien, merci encore, Armando Mema, pour cette interview exclusive pour Toxin. Goodbye.
Goodbye.